Carlos, what did you do? I preferred you with your pretty boy emo hair.
So says Liam about Resident Evil 3. You guys have been playing Resident Evil 3, the demo, which popped up on the old PlayStation Store, was it?
And on Xbox and Steam and
Steam.
All your platforms.
Where did you guys play it? I just assumed PlayStation because
I played PC because I'm one of them.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I played PlayStation because I'm a predictable. Yeah,
more than naught, aren't you, Jake? Like me.
Yeah, absolutely. The living room is
It's king.
It's king in my house. And so, yeah. Also, I've played every Resident Evil on PlayStation, so it's a bit of like a ritual for me.
Yeah.
So even 7, which probably would have been better on PC, to be honest.
So that's Jake Kokoski and Mike Williams. Yep. Liam McKelvey's here as well, as you've heard.
The gang's all here.
So you blasted through this Resident Evil 3 demo. They put out a demo for Resident Evil 2, the remake previously, and I guess there was a sense of inevitability that a Resident Evil 3 would be made as well, because it just makes much sense, doesn't it? So how does this sort of stack up compared to what you know of the original Resident Evil 3 and of the Resident Evil 2 remake? How does this compare? How does Resident Evil 3 compare based on the demo?
So in terms of gameplay, if you've played Resident Evil 2 remake, you will find it very similar. Maybe a bit more actiony. You get given more ammo in this one, and there's a lot more zombies on the streets this time round, because it's set in the midst of the outbreak instead of after the outbreak, like 2 was. So straight away, there's more zombies to fight and run away from, so you get more ammo to deal with them. There's like environmental objects like explosive barrels and electrical generators to help you fight them. They are red. And yeah, so there's more stuff like that in the environment to help you fight and escape if you need to. There's a bit more of a desperate feeling to this one.
Okay.
Like you're trying to escape the inevitable destruction of the city. Whereas, Resident Evil 2 remake was a bit more like, trying to piece together what was happening.
Yeah.
A bit more mysterious. Whereas this one is more like, very the time's against you sort of thing.
Yeah, so even down to the, if you distill that into the very, 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 very basics, Resident Evil 2, you're discovering a mystery. How would you do that? Slowly, methodically. And that is how you play the game. Resident Evil 3, however, you're trying to escape. There's a lot more running, jumping. Yeah. There's a dedicated dodge button that you use. It's like quick steps out the way, and if you time it personally, you get a nice little bit of feedback to show you, hey, you did a great job.
Yeah, like Matrix bullet time type thing going on.
Yeah, so it's really focused on that. It feels more like Resident Evil 5 in the sense that like this demo kind of just drops you straight into the action. You're on a train talking to Carlos and Mikhail. And then you go up some stairs. There's a room full of ammo, and you know that's normally either a boss fight or a big shooty bit.
Yeah.
So you're like, go out into the street, boom. Zombies everywhere, fire everywhere, and like the demo's very, very short. It's maybe 15 minutes long if you don't know what you're doing.
That's if you take your time.
Yeah, 8 to 10 minutes if you kind of know what's going on. So basically, the gist of it is it's literally like get here in a walkie-talkie, Jill. You need to get to that big tower. How do I get there? Through the alley, and she says the alley that's on fire, and then it's like, well, it's not my problem, sort of thing. So then you have to figure out how to get rid of the fire. There's a massive red fire hydrant in the alleyway, which is very conveniently placed. So we need to find the fire hose, and that's it.
Which was a puzzle in the original Resident Evil 3.
Yeah,
where you had to find a bit of fire hose and connect it to said hydrant to put the fire out.
Like again, like the second game was very faithful to the original, really, in terms of like the puzzles and stuff like that.
Definitely was.
And this, from the very, very small vignette, I guess, is very similar.
I would say this one actually feels like it's more expanded upon than like Resident Evil 2 Remake was.
Yeah.
Because in Resident Evil 2 Remake, when I came across areas, they immediately felt familiar, to me anyway, as someone who has played the original Resident Evil 2 obsessively.
Yeah.
It felt very familiar. Whereas when I booted up this Resident Evil 3 demo, I had to sort of think, where am I a little bit? And then, when I recognise, like, oh, this is the alley that's on fire, and oh, this is the, the restaurant you walk through, and oh, this is the pharmacy you go through, and all that. It felt like, but it definitely feels more expanded upon. Because there's not a section in the original Resident Evil 3 where you start on a train full of civilians with Carlos and Mikhail. There is a scene where you find a tram with Carlos and Mikhail on it, but there's no like other people there. It's just you three. And so it feels like they have gone out of their way to expand on stuff that was in the original.
Yeah. Does that work, do you think, based on what you've seen? Were you into it?
I think so, yeah. Like, the streets of Raccoon City are a lot more detailed. Like, there's a lot more buildings you can go in compared to the original. The original Resident Evil 3 was just like a lot of alleyways and back streets and the occasional shop and stuff you could go into. Whereas this one, there's quite a lot of buildings that are open. You can walk inside them, scavenge for supplies and find equipment and all that. So it definitely feels like they're trying to make this more of a remake than sort of like a faithful remake like Resident Evil 2 was. It feels like they're adding more content to this Resident Evil 3 remake.
Resident Evil 2, I thought, looked amazing, the remake, and the detail on the zombies and stuff was just horrible in a good way. You know, it was kind of had their own character and something unique about them. How does it stack up in that sense?
Even more gruesome, I'd say.
Still there, yeah.
It's really there, and you're seeing a bigger variety of zombie types in this, I guess. But yeah, just the regular, street zombie. You're looking at them, and you forget, the shambling. It's really incredibly well done. It's worth all of the heat I could feel being emitted from my PlayStation, which was absolutely howling.
It's a good looking game.
It looks brilliant. And speaking of zombies, the big thing about Resident Evil 2 that people kind of remember, or the memes certainly lean that way anyway, was that guy, Mr. X.
The Tyrant.
Yeah, big dude with a hat. Yeah, that's all you need to know if you're not a Resident Evil expert.
Big hat and a trench coat.
Yeah, and I'm
punching through walls and shit.
I'm positive.
Chase you around.
The Resident Evil 3 dev team were watching everyone online talking about that, rubbing their hands together going, you guys don't know what you're in for. Because Resident Evil 3 is really well known for Nemesis.
It's in the subtitle of the original game.
Exactly. It's the big kind of differentiating feature, I guess. The original Resident Evil 2 did have Mr. X Tyrant in there.
Yeah, but he didn't persistently pursue you.
Right, exactly.
Whereas in Resident Evil 3, Nemesis consistently followed you pretty much.
So, when I came to play this, I was like, all right, well, how are they going to do their, Mr. X moment? Because this is the guy that you're supposed to remember. So he can't come secondary to Mr. X. And it has to be something. So he's in it. And oh my god, he's spooky,
He's powerful.
He's scary. He runs. It's shit me up, yeah. Mr. X is kind of just does this
slow, but well, actually, it's not that slow. It's kind of a powerful walk.
You could hear his footsteps from miles away.
This guy legs it at you. He does as Liam put it, a Dragon Ball Z punch. Yeah, he jumps in the air. He gives you the fucking sock down, poof, and he can just jump away and stuff. But he runs at you, and that's why you've got that dedicated dodge button.
Yeah. Which was in the original, the dodge mechanic.
Right on. Okay, so you've got this, which if you've not played the original line, I guess you've just played Resi 2 Remake. You wouldn't have seen this, but it's super necessary. He throws a right hook at you. You've got to press the button to dodge under it. You can't just run away like in the second one because he can run as well, and he's fast.
Faster than you.
Yeah, he's actually faster than you. At first, I thought, is it because I'm injured or whatever? Nah, he just pile drives me, man. Oh my god.
First time I came across him, he killed me almost straight away in the demo. Literally just punched me into the floor, and that was me gone.
Sounds like you packed a lot into this 15-minute.
It's a dense demo. I will give it that.
Yeah, you can. It kind of like the originals, I guess. Short, but you can do them multiple times, isn't it?
Yeah, it gives you a taste of everything. This demo.
Yeah, you've even got a bit of safe cracking if you want to divert and do
a bit of puzzle solving.
Yeah.
Bit of fighting zombies.
Yeah.
Bit of Nemesis coming after you.
Just enough stuff so that you can have, here's how you fucking open the puzzle in Resident Evil 3 articles.
Do you want me to tell you something though, right? This isn't some sort of fucking buzzy marketing. I'm being genuinely serious now. It made me panic so much by getting chased by the guy that can run. I don't know if I'm man enough to get it on day one. Because it freaked me out. Being chased by him scared me a bit. Because Mr. X, I can run away from him. But when you can't even run away from this fuck, and he's so big... And the camera, if I'm not looking backwards, I just get a fucking massive fist in my head, and then I'm dead. I said this before in the podcast, right? The things that scare me about these games is that desperation feeling of struggling with the ammo and stuff. But now knowing that this guy is just super fast and I'm scared. I'm nervous to go into it, and which is great, right? That's what a horror film.
Yeah.
When people go see horror films and they're I don't ever get that. Do
you think that would have been an aim of the demo? Maybe they would have made sure that you get a version of Nemesis that is really kicks your ass, so that you think fuck. And I'm not saying he's not going to be like that in the game, But do you think, I'm just saying, can you imagine they would have gone, let's really fucking shit him up with the demo? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like the first time you see him, it's a cutscene, and then when a cutscene ends, he immediately runs at you, and unless you react immediately by turning around and running through the door, like, he will get you.
Yeah.
He'll probably have caught about 80% of players off guard and just clobbered them to
That's
death.
what I mean. So they might have set that up, you know, with the demo in mind.
But it's struck the fear of God into me. Like, I'm actually like, whoa.
But you've played other stuff like this, right? You played
I'm a
Alien
master, mate.
Isolation.
I've played them all. That's the thing. And I love horror as a genre, and that's what I like. Like, I'm feeling worried about in a good way.
Yeah.
Like when you see a big roller coaster and you go, "Oh fuck, am I going to go on that?"
Yeah.
That's what it's that kind of fear.
Yeah.
You know, like
despite even if you were a self-professed master of roller coasters, you'd
exactly,
still be scared of this really big roller coaster.
Well, yeah. You know, if it's like the big, like Mr. X is the little brother of Nemesis, so that's it. So this is what I mean. So now I've been on like, well, actually, there's a ride in Alton Towers called Nemesis. yeah, exactly. And you look at it and you go, how many loop-the-loops am I doing?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's a good thrill to feel, though, isn't it? A bit nervous of it.
Yeah.
In a horror game, feeling freaked out by the enemies is like what they're going for. So
essential,
when it
right? Yeah.
And oftentimes, like, I'm not. You know, maybe at the time, but now I'm not even playing a game and I'm thinking about it and I'm getting nervous about it.
I think I have been.
Have I got a disposition or?
I wasn't that freaked out about the Alien and Alien Isolation because I just fucking loved it so much. I thought, wow, this is so close to the film. This is great, right?
Yeah.
But Resident Evil 7, I was pretty. You know, the Jack or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I did think that was pretty scary because he's the same kind of fast punching through walls. That kind of Resident Evil, classic Resident Evil villain.
You can't kill him either.
You can't kill him. Yeah. But he was particularly threatening, I thought, because he was just a kind of fucked up normal guy.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
He wasn't a monster like Nemesis,
exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
So I thought he was pretty creepy because even when you were just shooting, he was still just coming at you, which was. You know, they do this. They have done this before with Resident Evil,
100%, yeah, man. I just think this one's been super effective.
Yeah. Well, if you are man enough, as Jake put it, for some reason, to try the Resident Evil 3 demo, that's on PC, PS4 and Xbox One. The full game is coming on April the 3rd, which isn't too far away now. Tell you what, that's going to be a good week, isn't it?
Yeah.
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
It's not too far away. A couple of weeks away.
My two most anticipated games of 2020 out within a week of each other.
The other one being
Final Fantasy 7, of course.
There you go. Two big games there to look forward to in these dark times. Let us know what you think about the Resident Evil 3 demo if you've been playing it, and let us know if you are, again, man enough, as Jake put it, to play the game when it comes out on April 3rd.
If not, listen, I'm here with you. See you soon.
Bye.